Gotta say, in the history of things that I've dealt for so far, I think this is probably the most cringe, but this is the fastest turnaround that I've had on it. And let the record show, Carl tried to give people the benefit of the doubt. Carl tried to be nice, Carl tried to be fair, Carl wanted to give people the ability to at least tell the truth, but apparently they can't do that. Please record show that in this chat that was revealed to me by following behind the interview that I gave to the user KB King who contacted me yesterday, that you can clearly see in this thumbnail that I have the entire full file. And also, please read along with me as I read this chat. That's how I found it. He's also 20 IQ. Riot can't ban on Twitch. You sound like Carl. SinglePlayerCarl. KB King, what up? Just chilling, bro. He entered Yamit's game. So then we raided him, and he was a piece of shit. Please notify that this person is a moderator in the chat of KB King. Now, please, direct your attention here to the Solinome. Alright. Big picture. Please note that bottom level there. Those are the same two streams. Right? Right. Now, I noticed this in the middle of the broadcast. Note the pike and the peak here. Start the stream. This is about 1 game's length, 2 games lengths, and then, randomly, a spike. Right there. And that at this point in time, around about to here, and the changeover directly as it hits midnight. When I change games and start playing old school RuneScape, or I think I had the window open and I was talking to chat, this spike here correlates not with a raid. And I can be able to show and prove that it was not a raid from somebody raiding the chat, because, please note, as I show my activity manager, the amount of community subs that were handed out during this time period. There's Horror Hellfire. There's the Frozen Raid, while I was playing Domekeeper. Make Carl say sentence from the reason from Deus. Negacris. Deus. The dates correlate, as you might notice. It's 21st now. 21st then. Subs given out within this time period. And Negacris's resub on that day, and Deus pending out the first 5 community subs on that day, 21 days ago. Scroll, 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 scroll. 1 month ago, which would be before this. Starting here, Discord at Eris. Deus subs. GigaChats follows. Negacris resubs on that day. So, upon this day, in this interview, when I was asked the question, and I gave the answer, when I was asked, well, why did you do what you did? And I explained that actually, the antagonism and the grifting and the trolling stopped as people kept saying, wait, we keep attacking him and we keep rating him to be toxic to him, and he kept getting money, so they gave up. Correlates with the behavior of the person in this chat who, not once, but then twice again, on an additional stream, they sought for attention for this. Because 17 days ago, that correlates to October 3rd, where Deus handed out the next 2 subs, and people gave me money on other websites. This, right here, Discord Sinister, Hello, I am back again, you stupid blank. I'm going to find you, take out a 44 Magnum, to the skill, Black Monkey, ruin my country. Yeah. Not a smart idea. Listen, my guys, I'm going to give you guys a serious piece of advice. Serious piece of advice when it comes to trying to grift and antagonize and troll people, especially while you're writing such information across multiple websites. I told you this during the interview too, so do not try to fucking pretend and say, I don't understand what's going on here. Why is he bringing this up? The exact behavior that is inside the VOD clip is the exact behavior happening here. Because this antagonization from the same user, from the same group of people who would then say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? The exact same people talking in the chat during the interview, who were talking in the chat before the interview, and we're giving them this information, are the exact users who are guilty of the actions in the first place. So the same users inside these clips here, the same users in the chat there, who are responsible for the racism context in tweets. Hello. Well, the same users that did that are the same users that then came back again and did it again. So, for those who don't understand why I'm here right now, I'll explain to you. Don't worry, you'll get the context. I'm handling multiple things at once. Because I'm also trying to work with the editors to put up the content that I told you that would be up. It's already done. It's already been edited. They're having to re-edit it again for copyright. My day was supposed to consist of me getting up and posting She-Hulk. That's what my day was supposed to consist of. But I don't do that. Instead, I have to address some fucking lies. Carl, I don't know the context. Please give me the context. I need to know what's going on so I know what side I should come on. We also need to know the context so that we can be able to try to personally attack you and do some dog shit. Yesterday, around about the time of, at 12:32 p.m., I was contacted by the user, KB King Law. Contacted by this user. Yo, I saw your tweets about the raids and racism overall. Would you be down to voice chat and have a convo about it? Yeah, sure. Let me know when you're free and I'll be down to chat. I then went to his chat and asked him, or do you want to do it now? And can I record? He then asks me, further in this interview, what context and what situations was I referring to about the shit that was involved. As you can see here, here's Nice reacting to it because he was tagged in it, because I wanted to see if content creators were going to pay attention to Riot being fucking antagonistic bullies on Twitter and being petty as shit. Of which, David Turley, Riot Freak, when given links and videos, because this is on the last account that was suspended, but because the links are still there and the tweets are still there, the context is clear, because those of you who actually pay attention to the channel and you are familiar with the last time this shit happened, this goes back to go to the York Technology. On April 8th, 2022, I posted a video after Phantasma and everybody else had asked me to play Yorick so that they could learn. That answer is from January, when I added him and showed him a Tryndamere running down my lane, and in the chat during the stream, in the VOD linked, he was calling me a porch monkey nigger. Called me a porch monkey nigger in the game, reported it, no feedback, no loop, because he didn't type any words other than the racism in the team chat. And then doing it again in the all chat, and then doing it again in the game lobby, and then going to my Discord and repeating it again, which is where this comes from. This is from the moderation that was done in my server, where he repeated it again. My co-host from our podcast reacts to it as was happening on the stream. And I link that very same tweet and list of fucking comments at Riot Support and Freak, Remember, all chat is the most talked to part of League! As this guy is calling me racial epithets. Again. It's a very common thing that League players do. Because they don't actually have any understanding of consequences or actions. They don't care about their behavior. Because they know that even if they get banned, that they're just going to buy a new account. They're just going to buy a new account, or they're going to level another account, and they're going to get to do it again. Because as long as they don't type, they don't get fucking banned out for anything. Because it's not really a punishment at the end of the day. It just isn't. No, that's the quality of Riot Games. They don't care, and when you show them proof of the shit, they run. From that, when this happened, what I chose to do, and what I knew I was going to commit to do, the next time this fucking happens, I'm going to record the evidence, I'm going to hold the evidence, I'm going to play the shit fucking back, and I'm going to add it directly at fucking Riot's face. Because it does not matter, and I said in the interview that it does not matter who it happens to. It doesn't matter if it happens to me, it doesn't matter if it happens to a Riot employee, it doesn't matter if it happens to a partnered streamer like Tyler, it doesn't matter if it happens to a smaller streamer like KB King, and let's be real and honest, myself. It doesn't matter if it happens to a random player, it doesn't matter if it happens to a person playing the game for the first time, it doesn't matter if it happens to a fucking e-girl. Because the only time we ever seem to cover these kind of situations is when it happens to a woman or when it happens to a non-binary they, them, the, see. It does not matter. When this kind of toxicity is looked at, sought after, and participated in by users, and then those users, and this is the fun part. This is the fun part, chat. When those users then commit to trying to delete the evidence, literally mid-interview, when those users are scrolling through the timeline as they're trying to feed information, as you can clearly see in this screenshot where they were feeding the information. When you feed information to the streamer that you are running to tell a lie about how the situation went down that you directly participated in, and you tried to delete the video evidence, which, by the way, you didn't delete shit. Not only do I have the full raw stream, I also have those separate clips here inside my raw video files. Because I don't clean out my video files for the month. Congratulations. Congratulations, you played yourself. Congratulations. I'm disappointed in all of you. You're extremely bad at this. You're extremely bad at this. You try to delete the tweets. You try to get them suspended, you try to get them deleted, you try to remove my ability to speak. While at the same time, you contact me for an interview to ask me about my perspective, which, at the time, I was not being given leading questions, I wasn't being given bullshit questions, he wasn't just simply allowing me to dog walk the conversation, even though I dog walked the conversation, because I'm not stupid and I know how to speak. He was a fair interviewer. So even if he was on the side of these users in the chat, he was doing the job of an interviewee and an interviewer. And that I appreciated and it gave him acknowledgement for. That's why on this tweet here, where it says this tweet was deleted, that's because I deleted the tweet that in here says, and I quote, got interviewed on stream by KB King Law. We'll post convo later. Shout out to them for being fair, impartial in their opinion, and for their chat being pleasant hosts to me. I did not look at the chat before I came in. I went to work, came back from work, started reviewing, and went back further in the stream because he was doing a 24-hour stream. Wanted to see what he was doing. And that is when I saw and found that they were pumping information to him and poisoning the well. And that tidbit of information was revealed. We're going to watch that part. We're going to watch the pre-part of the interview. And we're going to listen to the shit happen in real time. You're going to see what was said beforehand, and then you're going to get to listen to the interview. And we're going to talk about it. So if nothing else can be said about this, I want to make this very clear. I don't hide shit. I don't do things piecemeal. That shit's fucking ridiculous. I am fucking disgusted by the fact that people in your chat would raid my stream, create the situation in question, then go to you. I am disgusted that people in your chat would do the raid, then go to you and lie about what they did, try to pull down the tweets as I'm talking to you live, and then lie about it when I have the evidence to show it. And I have to make a video about it now because now they've blown it up to bigger drama. They've done a Hassan. That's ridiculous. Absolutely shameful. You deleted your VOD as to hide the interview in whole. And unfortunately, my fucking recording of it didn't save correctly. That's cute. You have them in the chat admitting it! Admitting that they were the ones that did the raid! They did the raid on that Saturday, and then they did the raid following on the next stream! I have the VODs! Not only do I have the VODs, I have the ban list too. How the fuck are you going to interview me and then delete evidence of the interview? So that the only person who has control of the information is you? How is it going to be that as you're interviewing me, a tweet gets pulled down because somebody reports it for extreme gore? Which I, in my own words, in my own Discord, Yemit is the user in question that you claimed I ran the game down in. This clip is not very big. I must blow this image up. Ding 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 ding. Boom. Bop. Beep 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 boop. Beep bop boop. Boop boop. Bop. Bow. Too big. Oh boy, who's that? Oh boy, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? If I'm gonna give a villain speech, I want to make sure you can see my face when I do so. Where if they can ban somebody like IShowSpeed upon the reporting of somebody outside the game, reporting it on Twitter, something that he did in Valorant, and giving a summary judgment banning him from all Riot games entirely, meaning he was banned from playing League because of something in another fucking game underneath the same household. I can be able to show evidence and proof that this is not the first time that it's happened, and that when I addressed it to somebody and showing them, hey, yo, fam, this guy right here, he's not gonna get fucking punished because your system doesn't actually punish people for hard-ass inting while also typing in the chat and calling me this, because he apparently only did it for one fucking game. And a Riot employee, a representative of the company, comes in and speaks on behalf of the company and says, lol, I don't care. Because I responded to this message of his. I showed him the devlog link where they were removing all chat because of the kind of toxicity in the game. And that my entire point during this conversation to David Turley is, hey yo, all chat doesn't do anything if this user decides to run it the fuck down because I ignore him, I mute him, and he's not getting a reaction from me in the game. So he decides to commit to making the rest of the team lose the game as well. When David Turley makes a no Windows update, not now. Not now. When David Turley gets on screen and says, so you agree with me, they're inventing strawmen, and those weren't the words they're using. I always knew you could read. Yeah, niece, just laugh. Just laugh at the fact that somebody's being called a nigger in his games. Just laugh at the fact that somebody's running the fuck down. Just laugh at it. Don't do anything at all. Don't do your job. When a person says something like this, after they then say, listen, we stand with our minority communities. We will not allow people to be antagonized and harassed with this kind of vile behavior. And the kind of vile behavior is the kind of vile behavior of people from your audience jumping into my stream. And as you can clearly see on screen here, when a user jumps into my chat and they start doing the exact same fucking shit that I just clocked them for before, when Sinister jumps into my stream and says this shit after you admitted that you raided my stream because you wanted to piss me off over your friend. Damn, I should have thought that the left wing was supposed to not be this kind of racist. Which is wild, because during this interview, you made it very clear that you had a political opinion about what you think of my character. And as I said to you before, going onto someone's Twitter and trying to say, oh man, that guy, he's just tweeting hate. Tweeting hate of what? Tweeting hate of whom? I implore you, any of you, please, attempt to find a single post of me. Attempt to find 5 posts, 10 posts, 20 post examples of me spreading and inciting hate against any group, any identity group, any factor. Because what you will find is porn, hentai, porn and hentai, retweeting my friend's dildo business, and me shitposting on Twitter. People shitposting on Twitter with the political opinions that you may not be affiliated with is not me posting hate. And when the most common shit that I post on Twitter, when the most common thing that I post on Twitter is actually threads like this, where I do a rundown of Kamiya being a fucking baby over Bayonetta 3. And I write dissertations like this because I'm a voice actor and I care about people ruining my fucking career. When you say I post hate, but I actually post threads like this, you have nothing. He entered his game, so we called him a nigger. We called him a nigger, we spammed gore videos at him, we raided his server, we kept trying to get attention by going to the stream relay and repeating these words on stream, even as he banned us in chat, doing the moderation that we then tried to antagonize him for doing. Why didn't you do enough? Why didn't you have phone verification, even though the fact you have phone verification on the server? Even though the people who are doing it have phone verification because they're using their own accounts to do the antagonization, before then using Google voice numbers to then continue trying to raid you so they can DM you directly in the server and show it during the fucking stream. Why aren't you doing enough, Mr. Victim? Why aren't you being a perfect individual? Why aren't you just turning out the view and just ignoring it? Why aren't you just sitting there and taking it? Why are you just sitting there and taking our harassment? Why are you just sitting there and taking our abuse? Why are you speaking out? Why are you saying anything? Why are you giving your voice? Why are you talking? Why are you talking? It's your fault. It's your fault. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? Imagine for a fucking moment, if you please, imagine you say that shit to any other fucking individual. You yourself, KB King, say that you had been a victim of said harassment. I have no proof to see whether or not, but I'm not going to sit here and say that you weren't. How the fuck are you going to interview me and your chat doesn't tell you that they're the ones that did it? Or they tell you that they're the ones that did it, and you won't immediately say to them, wait a minute, whoa, what the fuck? Carl, did you know that my chat did this? You say I post hate. But realistically, the worst thing a person's going to come across is something like this.
But none so contemptible as man's belief in a mythology of his own making. A worldview buttressed by dogmatic desperation invariably leads to single-minded fanaticism and a need to do terrible things in the name of righteousness. This man is an animal, rabid, destructive, and incapable of nuanced understanding. He must be put down. Flames on the horizon.
Because I can do my job, and because I know how to do my job well, because I have the full stream, and I can show the moment upon which it is, I can actually be able to skip through some of this content, because we can see that the raid doesn't happen until this moment. Since we're going by the correlation of the timeline for the stream, basically imagine in your mind as a graph if you can, chat. We are right about here inside of the graph of the stream, right? Stream just started. I start up in the middle of a match, right about here. We're going to use the Solinome as a timeline, all right? So, this is where we are on the progress bar on the save, right? We're about right there at the beginning of the first third of the stream. So if I fast forward, I am right about here, hour 22 into the stream, where it was just Horror and Hellfire in the chat. Please confirm. Is that not your name, Horror and Hellfire? Again, using the Solinome as a timeline, we have to fast forward to round about 1, 2, 3, about 2 hours-ish into the stream. Alright, so I'm at 2 hours 23, 19? No, 2 hours 22, 48. This would be when people started coming to the stream and started asking to be VOD reviewed. Which I can actually show here, because the shit hasn't started yet. Babyface Coral. Fighting a Warwick who's not getting punished in the top side. Just a Jason. Cringe mental. Also, because it just occurred to me, I'm just gonna go ahead and destroy that other accusation as well. That Carl was that Carl was inting, that Carl does this, Carl does that. Any person who just looks up the u.gg of that account and actually just looks at how I perform can see that I don't fucking run it down, ever. I never run it down. I have never run it down. I will never run it down. Ever in any game I ever play. I don't care what elo it is. I do not run games down. I do not forfeit. I do not surrender. I do not quit. I perform. And as you can see, as I perform on Yorick, my gameplay is consistent. I try to put in high numbers, I try to put in value. And there are some times where I just fucking lose. Everybody loses games. Everybody loses games. And yet you can see here on the consistency as I'm testing out and trying out technology, recording the games in the background, which, oh, that's another thing. I have a bunch of games saved up that I haven't posted yet. Both ones that aren't going to be able to be tracked there on the profile, as well as other ones that I have recorded inside the raw file folder. I record games, and when I record the games and I get a really good game from them, and somebody tries to shit talk me in them, I will bait for content. Because when a person gets absolutely fucking trounced and destroyed, I do not give them the ability to make excuses. I will fucking destroy them in the game, and then I will play the footage back, and I will make them have to deal with the fact that they couldn't deal with their gameplay. Remember, chat.
Supposed to do any specific call to action or just absorb the information? Oh, if you see something, say something. If you see people online that are uncritically repeating Kiwi farms caused 3 suicides, say, oh really? How do you know that? Push back against that.
We're not relating this to Kiwi farms, but we're relating this to Carl. If you see something, say something. In my audience, in my chat, from now on, if somebody says some shit uncritically about me, says some shit uncritically about other people, you got an adult. Unfortunate. I'm sorry. Bye, horror. If you see people saying shit uncritically about me in the chat, saying shit uncritically about me online, saying shit uncritically about me on Reddit, saying shit uncritical about me on YouTube, in YouTube comments, in Twitch chats, in Reddit comments, push back. Say something. Seethe something. Save something. Bring it to me, and I will address it on stream. And I challenge any person that ever claims that I have done anything to the veracity that I've been accused of here today. Bring me evidence of it. Show me where it happened. If you do not have proof of it on hand, I do not believe you. Flat out. Let's continue. That I'm interacting with people in the stream. In this particular game, this user had a siever that was shitting us up the bed. This guy joined and was playing with me for maybe about 5 games, I want to say. Because this guy played like dog shit, ran it the fuck down. So It's Hexy was there talking to me in the chat while I was playing through these matches where the raid incident happened. And recenter. So, you can see the support's name there. Yamit? That's what it... No, that's not how I'm pronouncing it. I have no idea what Yamit's account name is. But I can pretty much figure out which one it'll be whenever we see the bullshit happen. But you can see the support's name there. TLHY. He is on my friends list. You can be able to verify this. He played with me throughout these games that were occurring and was audibly on the stream as it occurred. Because that guy ran it the fuck down in the match. Continuing forward. Bigger, 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 bigger. That's too big. Yo, little bro, I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. I'm the one that rated you, not KB King. Oh, see, that's a lie. That's cap. You know how I know that's cap? Because I have evidence to prove that's cap. You know how I have the evidence to prove that's cap? Because I did my fucking job. So which one is it? Which one is it now? Keep the lie straight, please, and please use one lie at a time. Which one is it? Is it he entered the game and we rated him, or is it I'm the one that rated you by myself alone, he had nothing to do with it? Which one is it? See, this is why you need to get your lie straight. You got to be able to keep yourself on the same page and use the same lie. You got to stay on the same page and use the same lie. keep your lies straight, please. Straight as an arrow. Straight as a queer. Straight as a queer going into a Chick-fil-A and the queerness leaving their body as they consume a chicken sandwich. Please keep your lies straight. And that's a ban. Carl, you're lying. Carl, you're lying. You have to be lying, bro. Bro, you have to be lying, even though you've shown every single piece of example information, even though you were honest the entire time. You're showing your entire hand. You're even going through the footage in question. Also, addressing this shit back. Go ahead and ban me. Don't be a fucking asshole and don't get rated. Oh, yes. I'm the one that rated you. I'm the one that said those racist comments. It was me. It was me, Carl. It was me all along. It was me. I was the one that did it. Bro, this is not the save you think it is. Because now the onus is on you, KB King. Your users admitted to you that they were the ones that rated. It is right there in your chat. You are the one that interviewed me, and I gave my pushback to your questions. I was fair, I was honest, I hid nothing, I gave you everything, I did not lie, I did not hide my opinion. I didn't change my opinion either. So, when that information comes out, because I do believe you still have the VOD, I don't believe you deleted everything without having a record of it, and if you did, that's very silly. If and when that information hits the internet, and if and when you start clip snipping with it, I'm going to be here with my VOD, and then I will go over it, and then I will expose it again and again and again, as many times as it takes to be able to source the information. Because every single bit of what I'm doing is the same shit that you can do right now. The same shit that I just did right now. Going over the Solinome, going over the records, showing the fucking logs in the stream, having the stream itself saved so I can show the harassment when it occurs. That's the same shit you could have done with the same tools that you have access to right now. You might not have the access to the VOD. That's for me to supply. So that ball's in my court. I don't have to actually say anything at this point. I can just clam back, sit back and say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. But I'm doing more than I actually should. I have to be the one that does the work because of users in your chat. So now you have to disavow him. You have to disavow the people who rated. You have to disavow the person who, again, this symbol shows that they are a mod in your audience. You can't say, I don't know who this is. He's one of your moderators. You have to disavow him and every single person. Every single person. You have to disavow them. You have to apologize. You have to step forward and do the same shit that Riot has to do. That they won't do because they are a hypocritical company. In my personal opinion. But Carl, why are you playing their game? Because I make money off their game. Because people in my audience choose to pay me to play the game. I literally only play the game because people in my audience pay me to do so. You have to disavow the same thing that Riot would have to disavow Freak for saying to a minority streamer, I don't care about the fact that you were called a porch monkey nigger in your game. I care about the fact that I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and I want to talk about a nothing burger straw man about the devlog. Meanwhile, racism directly on the screen. Continuing. My God, don't fuck with somebody who has receipts. It doesn't matter what optic you put here, right? Because if you go with the angle of, well, he shouldn't have been doing those things. Oh, yes. So whenever anybody tries to be an asshole to me, I should just sit there, let them smug to me, never say anything back, don't even fucking have the ability to do anything, just allow people to try and bully you. That's not advice you actually want to give to minority users. Just because you don't want to add on to the violence or the verbal abuse somebody slings towards you does not mean that you should sit there and just tolerate them saying it. You get to at least say, can you please stop? And I told him, please stop. He didn't stop. I muted him, I blocked him, I banned him from my stream. I did what I was supposed to do. I have the verification on my server to ensure that we could stop raiding. But that doesn't matter if users make a targeted effort to hate raid and then go into the chat to get on the screen. You can't, that I've done the bare minimum and I've done the maximum and they're still coming at me. So at that point, who do I go to? Who puts the punishment on the people in the first question? Is it going to be Riot? Is it going to be Discord? Is it going to be Twitter? Is it going to be Twitch? Is it going to be me on the extension of somebody else? Is it covering the topic? Is it covering the information? Is it a news story coming out about it? Is it an interview being had about it? Is it the sources that are being revealed after the interview and the interviewer deleting the evidence of the interview? Because damn, he didn't give me what I wanted. I thought he was cringe. I thought he was 20. You guys told me he was 20 IQ. What the fuck? Do you see what I'm doing here? Like I said to you, imagine if I actually was delusional. Imagine if I actually was delusional and I thought that they should do everything I asked for because I specifically asked for it, even with my amount of views, because the exact words that I heard on that VOD when I got back to that point that that chat was on was, okay, so he has this amount of subs, which it was 1,000. I think it was about 1,009 on that day, and then I gained another 16. Doesn't really matter. He has 1,000 views, and this is his opinion. Later on in the interview, like towards the end, it's like, oh, well, if I had saw this and I didn't get the context here, I would have just been like, okay, whatever, and I'll write it off. Your exact words. If I'm lying, prove me wrong. You say that. And then this. Look, see? There it is! There's my argument! Right there! Right there! Right there! Look at how you're acting! Look at how you're acting. Look, the satire streamer. Look, everybody. The satire streamer is calling out our arguments and dismantling them in real time. He is showing how excited people can get and how they make content. The streamer who makes content is making content. See, if he actually didn't feel the way he felt, he wouldn't be showing emotion. Because he's showing emotion, that means he's in the wrong. It's his problem. It's his fault. Carl, bro, you were flaming me at level 2 and griefing me and then link your stream. What were you hoping for? A genuine question. What was I hoping for, Yumit? Because this is Yumit that's now typing because he's hidden from the channel. What was I hoping for? I don't think people would hope for, I'm going to leak my stream to promote myself because I like to make content where, and this is a chat function in my audience, by the way. It literally linked in the title of that stream. I know for a fact that it's linked there because it's there in the title. But you linked the content. You ran it down and you were inting. See, again, this is not a smart idea when I have the logs. I don't know why you keep repeating this lie. I don't know why you keep repeating this lie. Because now, if you give me the name of the account, and we find the account, and we find out what the fuck happens, this now isn't even further nail in the coffin. You all should literally just stop watching, stop typing. And the worst part is, you have so much care for being exposed that you're sitting there in the chat typing madly, trying to get a word in edgewise, and you're having your opinion removed. And it's not being removed because I'm trying to hide it. It's being removed because I do not care what you have to say. You have already done the behavior. You've already done the harassment. But you keep digging deeper. You keep digging deeper. And because you have been removed, and your opinion and your ability to do the harassment has been removed, you are going further. Not smart. Carl, you got into my game, started flaming by level 2. Racist destroyer account. You started stealing my camps and then linked your stream afterwards. What were you hoping for? You acted like a fucking asshole, then linked your stream. There it is! Yes, that is actually you admitting it. Also, thanks for jumping on to the many accounts that you raided my server with. I can now be able to cross-reference them and have that information directly into Discord's hands. Thank you very much. Also, you literally did not farm your camps on your top side. You didn't farm your camps on your top side, and you would not punish the player that I was playing versus. And I know, because the only time I will take somebody's camps is if I think, one, I need to power farm to a higher level so I can stay above them on level, because every single fucking time players like you try to play jungle, and I'm pretty sure it was jungle. Every single time players like you play jungle, you try to auto camp bottom because the changes to teleport made it so that people think that the way that they're supposed to win the game is that they continuously keep trying to path to the bottom lane and try to 4v2 bot with assassin mid roams. But the assassin mid players that play in silver and gold, and I know because the account right now is in gold 3, I was specifically during the stream. Where is it on the recording? Because I have it here on the recording. Because I was just inside the lobby that showed the lost screen from the Hecarim. Right here. In this stream, I was climbing into gold, and toward the end of the stream, I ended up getting into gold. Here, it's still within the silver elo, but the MMR of the account is platinum. With this setup, I was winning and losing games, but then carried myself into gold again, on an even shorter time frame than I did on the last account I played on. It is interesting that you would then continue talking and giving more context to demonstrate what the fuck is happening. Because, again, I don't run down games. You have the ability, using websites like I think it's called Replay XYZ, you have the ability of looking up the account, putting in the name, which I forgive you for not being able to look up the name. It's an anagram of map awareness. Putting in the account name, downloading all the replay files, and playing back the replay files. Again, information and tools you have at your fully accessible use that you can use the same way that I can use right now. If I'm lying, prove me wrong. Although at this point in time, you probably wouldn't be able to, because now the elapse of time for those VODs would have been deleted. So unless you got the VOD of that game in question and you played it back, you wouldn't be able to prove that. So the only person who has the access to the information to prove whether or not I'm lying or not is me. And I'm showing the full context the entire fucking time. SinglePlayerCarl, I can pull up the vol out at you on Twitter of the game or of the stream, because this is the recording of both. What do you mean? I'm hoping I don't have the VOD! They're this intelligent. My guy! This is the VOD of that stream! I am playing the VOD of the stream! This is the full 5-hour and 7-minute VOD of this 5-hour and 7-minute VOD on Twitch! That's why this progress bar is here! Oh, no self-awareness! No self-awareness! I literally explained everything! I didn't hide anything! I just told you! We're using this solely known graph as a bar of when the harassment started! Look at where the bar is right now! Literally look where the progress bar is right now! At this point in time, at this point in the stream, at, what is this, 3 hours and 4 minutes, at 3 hours and 4 minutes, you are already aggressively sitting in my chat! Oh my god, no! No, they're brain dead, no! Listen to me, SinglePlayerCarl, listen to me, SinglePlayerCarl! I'm gonna expose you on Twitter! Okay. Listen to me, SinglePlayerCarl. I'll expose you on Twitter! You're afraid that I have the VOD! But, my guy, I'm literally playing back the VOD of that day. You're scared that I have it! You know it! You know I'm lying! You know you're lying! I will expose your truths. I will show you, for the evil, fallacious being you are, you progenitor of hatred to minorities. When I expose you for being head ass, and then you come back and say, well, let's just give more information that helps us be identified as fucking crybullies. When I expose that, and then you do this, I then double down and Carl out. I need you to understand, does that make sense to you in your head? I lost a game in League, so I called him multiple variations of nigger. I called him multiple racial epithets that are demonizing and toxic to those that identify as African American, black, or the dreaded word, black folk. With an X! I lost a game. I went to his stream. I called him a nigger. I then spammed gore at him while repeating those racial epithets. I then got other people from this streamer's audience to harass him and try to raid his stream as well. Then, later on in the future, after he had been interviewed by the person, and we mistakenly admitted, after we went to his chat, and we admitted that we raided him, and we did so because he's a piece of shit, we, of the audience, with whatever political affiliation we have, and whatever ideological possession we have, believe we are allowed to call him a nigger because we don't like him. He's a piece of shit. So, no bad tactics, just bad targets. Then, after trying to pick him out, and after you interview him, he gives us an interview where he's actually very coherent and explains, listen, Riot Games cannot speak the way they do about protecting minority statuses and then have a Riot member mock a person who's already been called one of the worst slurs you could call somebody, something you said yourself in your own interview, KB King. We cannot say we care about minorities and then say, I don't care about you being called a porch monkey. I don't care about you being called a nigga. I don't really care about you being called a hard R, long G, short A. And then, as he starts exposing documents, he starts skipping through the hallway and throwing grenades down the entire corridor of all of our arguments. Have somebody then attempt to come take responsibility. Thank you. I see those. I'll see them. I'll look at them in a second. Then have somebody come to the chat and say, no, Carl, it was me. It was all me. Thus now identifying that either, one, a streamer tried to interview another streamer who was a victim of the harassment of his own chat, and two, is now trying to play misinformation brigade, because three, he deletes the evidence of the VOD in question where he's interviewed, and four, is now watching it back with his audience in real time, chewing his fingernails, hoping that he doesn't get exposed for this. When actually, if what we're willing to do when it comes to Riot Games is, listen, you take a picture with the wrong celebrity, you're done. Finito. Your audience being involved directly means you take an L, they take an L, Riot takes an L, and this is hypocritical upon all the standards of everyone involved. Because the first step here is, I lost a league game. I lost a league game. I, Yamet, lost a league game. So I harassed and antagonized a streamer with racial slurs. And then you went on from there. And now, we're moving to the point where we're speeding through lies in real time. And the very moderation you claimed I didn't have, you see that I have. So, you're still sending the messages, trying to get your word in edgewise. You're still typing, despite the moderators stopping you, showing that you are more than willing to continue the harassment. It's just that you're being stolen the chance to do so, because I'm not dumb. Damn, it's almost like you are unrepentant for your actions, and I took the correct course of action, including not posting it on the subreddit, because then you would have tried to downvote it and try to report it as fake. Man, why is League of Legends full of so much toxicity, guys? I don't understand it. I thought we were supposed to fix this. What happened to all that Saudi Arabia money? Because that's that screen. Let's see here. Have you considered not acting like an asshole to fucking random people online, especially if you're going to be streaming it live? Let's see here. The people in question that are supposed to be watching me live, that are trying to give context, and claiming, well, see, you're acting like an asshole right now, so actually, you look bad here. I should not have fun at your expense. Make sure I put that on screen. Another person in your chat, you're gonna have to vouch for. I shouldn't make fun of you at your expense because look, bro, have you considered the optics? Have you considered how dumb you look? All we care about is optics. We don't care about the fact that we have called you a racial epithet. We care more about the fact that you're exposing it. That is an argument. That is indeed an argument. It is a shit argument, but it is an argument. Let's see here. Okay, so you kept playing the victim card after linking your stream to people after being an asshole to random people online. You know what's crazy? No idea what's going on, but go off, Carl. Lead the path of heartlessness to you for your name's sake. This is probably... Wrong screen again. This is probably a very shitty argument. Let me explain to you why this argument is shit. Playing the victim card implies that I am not a victim. I know you think that you got rid of it by trying to take down the tweet, but you do realize that there is also a tweet form of those words. And that if it's in picture format and not video format, when I show the examples of you and how many times you posted the video of that suicide in those DMs, which I still have access to, even though I blocked the accounts in question, I have access to the chats that you sent me, dumbass. I have the ability to look at those. You realize that in order to play the victim card, it needs to be this person is disingenuously being a victim because they knew what they were doing, ... and therefore, justification. This person is playing the victim card because, see, he was an asshole, and we wanted to teach him a lesson. So, we then called him a racial epithets multiple times in his Discord, inside of his stream, in his DMs, and we continued doing this harassment because we felt we were justified. And he's actually playing the victim card because despite actively victimizing him, we don't believe that he should be given the benefit of being understood or heard because we don't like evidence of us being exposed, being shown in real time. And we care so much about it that we are now sitting here molding as we're being blocked by the moderator, who can confirm that she was there at the time that the stream was live. Meaning, even if we didn't, I'm just picking lines to now have. It's like the Matrix thread of autism. It's just coming all in right in me. It's like, how can you read those lines? It's because he's a little bit racist. Because we have the evidence, and a person in the chat, the very same moderator who is currently banning us, was present when this was said. Which means we don't have control of the information because we don't have that stream, but he does, and he's showing it in real time. Because we don't like being exposed, we want to show how much we care about the fact that we lost a single league game. You know what's wild? You could have actively, how long have I been live now? An hour and 31 minutes. So let's say on average, a current Season 12 game going into preseason game lasts about anywhere between, if you want to actually forfeit when you know it's lost, 15 minutes, to, at the very bare minimum, 25 after they've been forced to, basically seed, because they will just start, they'll start soft inting. For the people in the game chat that don't know what a soft inting is, soft inting compared to hard inting is rather than when somebody throws a temper tantrum and they walk down your lane as the jungler, and they just keep feeding your lane opponent gold and experience to get further and further ahead of you. Soft inting is when you don't put in the effort to try to win. They basically have made the choice to basically quit, but they know that they'll get banned if they AFK, because then they'll get tracked by Leave Buster, and it will reflect poorly against the negative karma that is on their account. I don't know how many people actually know how Riot and League does their banning system. This has been pure information ever since they instituted the automatic system and they got rid of the tribunal. If I'm lying, I'm crying. Somebody prove me wrong. You won't be able to prove me wrong. This is all public information. Everybody understands how this works because the bans are the most common fucking thing that happen in the game. And it's also something that people like to antagonize about. Back when there was an actual forum called the PBM, Player Behavior Moderation Forum, where people like Riot Repertoire, Freak himself, Skarzard would all go to there and they would mock people in the chat because they would pull up chat logs, which is what it became known for. League and Riot players, as well as Riot employees, don't care about what actions a person takes in the game when they are abusing the game to soft inting. They only ever care if there's a chat log to show and if that person has been banned because of that chat log. Yeah. But anyways, soft inting. So, let's say you're losing a game. If instead of the jungler getting a good opportunity to at least, maybe you can't win in the top side, maybe you can't win in the mid side, but you still do have a good chance in bottom, or maybe you can't win on the side lanes, but you still can try to, excuse me, you still can try to, counter jungle and try to get vision down to give your lanes better vision to avoid ganks and wards. You do all of this extra effort to try and win in where you can win, but instead of taking those opportunities to try and fight back and bring the game back from a loss on a gold delta negative deficit, you instead sit in your jungle all game and you only ever farm. You don't step out. Even, like, if a player is this close to you and there's somebody behind them and that person's, like, 10% HP and all you have to do is, like, press one button and you do, like, 40% damage to their health so they instantaneously die, you stand there on the camp, you actively walk away from the situation, you start spam pinging that person, you start laughing at them, saying XD, and you start spamming emotes. You know, what is it? Control 4? Yeah, Control 4's dance. And you just keep spamming the dance emoji and continuing to play the game in the most passive way possible so that you just lose by means of attrition. That's soft inting. What you're accusing me is of hard inting. So, if that VOD, if you don't have me hard inting, and again, I don't hard int and I don't soft int, good luck finding that evidence. Good luck doctoring that information, because... Well, I guess you could say that actually, Carl. Actually, no, you can't even make that argument. Actually, no, you can't even make that argument. You can't even make that argument because in that playlist, I actually have an example. Jesus, they're still going? My God, take an L. Thanks for boosting my ratings, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for boosting my numbers, baby. Thank you for boosting my numbers. I love it. Send more people. Keep boosting the stream. Make my stream more popular, please. Sit there and keep hating. Sit there and keep... I'm telling you how to win. You can literally stop watching and deflate the numbers. Just stop watching. Just stop watching. But you can't even make the argument, well, Carl only ever posts videos of when he wins. He doesn't post VODs when he loses. I actually do post those games. Right here. From the York Technology playlist. I have too many fucking threads. I have too many fucking tabs open. Right there. That video in question. You can click on it. Go right now. How to not jungle. Watching J4 lose the game. I will show examples of when we lose games. I will show games where I win and games where I lose. So you can't even say I only pad my numbers by showing my wins in my technology playlist. And you can't even say that even there either, because then I have a 12-hour stream, a 7-hour stream, a 3-hour and 15-minute stream, near 8-hour stream, and then an 8-hour and 18-minute stream, where there are wins and losses. So you can't even say that! You lose the argument both ways! No! No! You still lose! No! 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 But yeah, I'm not playing a victim card. You're actively trying to victimize me as we speak, and you're still typing. And you're getting banned, or at least in this case, you're being hidden from the channel. So nobody's going to be able to see your comments, with the exception of moderators. And you're still trying to get a word in edgewise, because you think that this is going to help you. Not a smart idea. I keep clicking on the wrong one. Carl! I know you have some mental illness. So, League players are so mature, guys. They totally don't abuse the idea of mocking the concept of mental illness about other people. We are sensitive, we're understanding, we're kind, we're caring. We have such a strong community. But when you act like an asshole to people, like you do every game, so now you have to actually bridge the gap, show examples of me being an asshole every game. That's going to be hard for you to do. Even with the VODs that are available on my stream, that's going to be hard for you to do. Every game, you have to find an example of me being toxic. Every game, and by the way, toxic means being an asshole, doing all the things you've accused me of so far that I've myself explained only happen when a person is actively being a hands-off jungler by soft inting. And even then, that's not griefing you. You're not going to lose the match because I took a Krug. You're not gonna lose the match because I took a single Krug camp on a rotation within 10 minutes. You're not gonna lose the game off that. You're totally not gonna lose the game off that when you're already not farming your top side for a full 5 minutes. But okay, weird flex. You now have to pass the barrier of evidence, because now the onus is on you to prove and show examples of me doing that. Which, by the way, York Technology playlist. Also, that's a lot of sock puppets. Damn, it's almost like the same person who's typing, it's almost like they're all the same people. It's almost like they're all the same people typing, which means what I said before actually follows through as thusly. Yes, the same person who was harassing me is the same user in question. The same users that were doing the harassment are the same users now sitting in the chat trying to control the conversation and not getting the chance to do so. Wild. You guys gotta stop. You're digging yourself in a deeper hole. It's wild. We are at this part of the stream, which means we are right here on this curve of the line. Between here and here, where the stream reaches its peak, when the harassment starts. And from here, all the way to here, in this time period, because this is 11:30, this goes to 12:15, this is where the majority of the harassment begins. This is where they actually become harassative. But you can see here, they come to the stream, they start watching, they start trying to get a word in edgewise, and this is when it reaches its peak once they begin the actual harassment campaign. Man, don't you wish you had people who were intelligent enough to actually keep their ass clean? That'd be wild, wouldn't it? Wild. But yes, as you can see here, during the stream, I was doing provisionals for this account. And I was now playing with a person that I just had a person run the game down of. So let's see. Let's see where we go from here. Let's see when the first harassment starts. Because the people who are already accountable here are already fucking here. Because it's Hexy, as I believe his, yeah, it's Hexy is, HCH's account. So that's that Twitch user. 4Geo is another person from that audience. When I say another person from that audience, Hexy is not related to KB King and the rest of these toxic harassers trollers that believe it is acceptable to racially slander a streamer, whether it be live or not live on the internet. He is not related to them. He is not affiliated with their toxicity. But 4Geo is definitely one of the people who is, because he, referencing the ban list, which technically I say ban list, it's more like the arrivals list. Geo is one of the many people that are here inside of the connections to the server. Because Yemit joined on that date, and I have the log for him joining as well. Man, it must suck that people actually know how to do the job. Anyways. You're being toxic, Carl! You're calling out your streamer for how he chose to fucking displaying in your jungle. You called out this jungler, and then when you were streaming, you called out the jungler and you were streaming. That's what justified us calling you a hard R! Don't you get it? You stupid prick fucking! How dare you! How dare you have opinions? How dare you be good at the game? How dare you be a challenger fucking smurf? Oh, whoa, they didn't know that shit, Carl. Man, do you not understand how you get rated? It's like I keep trying to restart this. It's like I keep trying to repeat. Don't you see the way that you're acting is the reason you get rated? When a person knows what the fuck they're talking about, they have confidence in themselves. They don't let somebody try to antagonize and bully them. And you keep repeating the same behavior, which is, well, we can do what we want because we decided we didn't like you. Don't you know that that's justification for us to then decide to do an action that is itself punishable? We doubled down, tripled down out of a decision instead of just saying, you know what? I think that guy's an asshole. I'll stop watching. I'll stop commenting. I don't want to give that guy attention. No, what we do is we give that guy more attention. Are you gonna keep doing what you said you're doing and showing the VOD in real time? In real time, showing the VOD in question that you're gonna upload? Are you gonna stop? Stop having a mental breakdown by mocking me? Doing the very thing you said you're doing? You should probably be. If any of you are actual streamers, you would have your OBS open and you'd be recording. But I have to give you all of the advice. I have to give you the very opinions that you can win with, and you can't even stick to your own arguments. Also, a mental breakdown is not what I'm having. I'm having fun at your expense, and I'm making you watch. And you're going to talk about it, you're going to make a video about it, you're going to lie, I'm going to cover it, I'm going to expose how you're lying, I'm going to demonstrate the point, and I'm going to make it clear, it doesn't matter what the fuck you say. Do you understand that you have control of yourself? The same way that I'm choosing to stream, and that I said, man, I'm going to commit to having to stream this, because I don't like how somebody behaves like this. I'm not going to shout out somebody who's going to do this kind of underhanded behavior and have this kind of toxicity in his audience, but he thinks that he can castigate judgment upon me. Even if he is an impartial interviewer, I'm not going to give attention to a person like this. I'm doing the very thing I said I would do. Nothing in my argument has changed. Now I'm just mocking you because you're dumb. Your arguments are dumb. Your positions are dumb. Your logic for explaining how you get to call somebody else nigger is dumb. There is no world where you get to do that. You don't get permission to be an asshole to someone because you don't like them, and therefore you get to call them the worst word you think you can think of, and then repeat it multiple times. Well then, the very same behavior you're currently engaging in is the same thing you did on the follow-up stream. So it didn't matter that I wasn't playing League. You came back while I was literally interacting with no one but myself to continue the harassment. So you literally chose to continue harassing me past the moment, and then you forwarded it further to then send threats like this. Argument dismantled! Examples of coaching sessions which can be found on my channel here. Here's an example of the coaching from the 3rd session that I had with Chris.
An eternal ring.
Also, this right here, this is a good bit of advice no matter what play, no matter if you're playing Yorick or playing against Yorick. Make the wave touch tower. Notice how I just gave the fuck up about caring about your harassment since you're gonna sit there and be little bitch babies anyways, and now I'm just making this a coaching stream? Yeah. Content. Make the wave touch tower versus Yorick, otherwise I can sit there and hard cook you, even if there's a lot of melees in the wave. I can do this infinitely as long as I have Maiden, and as long as I'm able to get waves up. It's not and or, it is both. And here's the thing that I commonly do. People will talk shit in all chat. Because for some reason, hard-stuck silvers, golds, and bronzes, and irons, and platinums, and even sometimes diamonds, and even fucking master tier players do it. They just start typing. And so I start mocking them. In the comments. Here. I don't call them horrible slurs. I instead take their arguments, like I've been doing to all of you, and I throw them back at them. Because, you know, consistency and playing doesn't help you. Because, why would you lie about your gameplay when I can run back the VOD and watch it? Oh, that's actually a good question. Why didn't you record your VOD so that you had it on hand to show, see, he totally ran me down. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you record the VOD then show it to KB King and say, this guy treated me like an asshole. Look at how he ran my game down. You didn't do that. No, you didn't. At no point in time did I ever assume that all the people typing madly were KB King. KB King would be retarded to be standing next to you right now as you sit here continuing to be harassatory. Because if he wants to interview me, and his entire position is, well, do you think that it's fair and acceptable that that was what you chose to do? He cannot make that argument during his interview and then stand right next to you guys. Because he has to disavow you. If he thinks that I'm an evil, toxic individual that's bringing up all writers. By the way, I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal, and I don't like alt-writers, and I also don't like breadtubers, and I also don't like crumb-tubers, and I certainly don't like fucking cry-bullies. If he has the position that I supposedly spread hate, he can't stand next to you right now, and can't be here in this chat when he was seen here in the chat earlier. All he was seen here was saying, hey, why was I banned? Why were you banned? Why did you delete your stream? Because I leaked my address. In the same stream where you interviewed me, and therefore I had access to the interview questions? Huh. If my VOD didn't fuck up on my own recording, then I would have a record of this. Weird how you're trying to control the narrative by controlling the interview questions. It's not like Carl has dealt with at least 3 public examples of people trying to remove information and lie about people for the narrative. It's not like I have a thumbnail from the last time somebody tried to make... Well, I have that thumbnail, and then I have the thumbnail before that thumbnail. But burner's not relevant to the kind of shit with League of Legends. It's not like I have a thumbnail of a person who tried to do that before, where he sat in my audience and used my fucking clips from my channel to try and make an out-of-context hit piece while he stole my friend's podcast from him before we got it back for him. It's not like there's a fucking screen cap of that thumbnail in my meme section. There is. It's a funny meme section. I like that fucking thing. But it's not like that's a thing. Ah, damn, bro. Oh no. Look at how much effort Look at how much effort this jungler is trying to put in to save this guy. This is what I was talking about, by the way. Do not, under any circumstances, if a lane is already losing, try to invest into that lane if they have already gone down a multi-gold deficit. I've taken this guy's Ignite. I've killed him with the jungler. I have free use of my teleport. You're now spending this much time trying to kill him and me at the tower because you're trying to save his lane. Just farm. Look at all this farm over here that this guy's leaking. You could have done your camps. You could have done this. You could have been over here taking the dragon. You could have maybe even put down vision to set up for this Baron. But you're trying to... It's such a dog shit play. Because now he's low, and he has to watch me take 3 plates off his tower for free before fucking 14 minutes. Also, don't do dumbass plays like this. York can 3-plate surge you so easy it's not fucking funny. Even without having demolish. Continue power farming. Also, another... Oh, that's the other accusation. You stole my shit. You notice how I'm taking even my jungler stuff here because I'm fed and ahead? I'm increasing my gold gain. I'm trying to stay above 10 CS a minute. Is it a crime to stay above 10 CS a minute as a power farming laner who has to carry? Apparently, by your opinion, it is. As I said, in the beginning part of the stream, nothing happens. Playing RuneScape on the side. Here's the game with the Sivers that starts inting. Report him. He joins my game. We get the inting Hecarim. Continuing. 4Geo asks for a U.GG review. Claims that he has an account where he bullshits around on hard stop jungles and says that he's a master tier. I don't necessarily believe him, but that's the words he said. Oh, here's another thing that happened. Instant feedback report on the people who were doing it after we had to do this remake. Alright, here we go. Yamit. You are the shittiest top laner I have ever witnessed. Please stop queuing. You were telling me to gank your lane at level 2 when I was on Raptors, and after not leashing me when I had 300 HP, and I didn't have E, and you also had your shitty duo bot lane. I wasn't in a duel in that match with that guy, because we don't know what match you're talking about. Are you talking about this one? This remake that just happened? Couldn't be. Were you talking about this match? Are you the Hecarim? Because he's not dueled with him, he's dueled with me. I can't influence his lane if he's in bottom. That's between you, and him. Also, let's assume that it's the Hecarim, shall we? Let's watch how this match opens. Build into gauge. Same start I do every time. Invade into the top side. Getting vision. As you can see from the actual arrow of the vision here, Hecarim is sitting at his red. Spot out Trend. Trend runs into the cutoff position. Wrap around. He spins over the wall. I slow him. Flash. Flash Ignite kill. Goes to the mid laner. And, as you can see here, I killed the top laner, and we got a lead from it in mid! Instead of going to your fucking Raptors, you try to do a red start when you did not come with us to kill him. Then went back to your jungle, and you blame me for getting on top of my wave and not wanting to lose experience versus a hard pusher with Ghost Flash in the matchup. We pop both his sums, we kill him, and you're flaming me because we opened the game and got a kill off of my rotation and vision! It wasn't because I ran the game down. No! You're mad at me because I didn't leash you. That's even worse! Did he ruin the game for you? No! He didn't leash me on the red when I as Hecarim can do a full clear by myself starting at my fucking Krugs. Or starting at my Raptors. I chose to try and solo my red because I wanted to be petty because I'm a bad jungler. So I decided to call him a nigger! What an argument. Now that we've proven that you're a liar, and that you are bitching and raving and crying and ranting over nothing, let's go to the money shot. Notice here, I'll even elongate the screen. Clown, Chemo, Yamit, yelling, getting angry, upset, saying you had 300 HP. Let's run that back. Let's watch his health, everybody. He was 300 health. He got fully chunked. He turned on him and he was dying. He turned on him and he was dying, he said. You didn't help me. You didn't help me as I led that. HP, guys. 300 HP, guys. I was 300 HP. Let's count the segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 500 health. Timestamp. 3 minutes. 18:16. 3:18:16. We are now within the last 3/5 of the stream. Let's correlate this back to what I was using already. 3/5 of the stream. Right at the spike. Right at the spike. So first, we have Yamit throwing a fucking fit in my audience. So he got muted. Or rather, in this case, he got banned. He got banned. You are ELO terrorists, IRL. I'm throwing a fit in my chat because you didn't give me a leash when I had 500 HP and could have cleared my Raptors. You're the reason why I lost my game. ELO terrorist. 327. Right here. This is the exact moment that the flame and the harassment and the toxicity starts. Chemo. Listen here, you fucking nigger monkey. Delicious! On screen! Isn't it great? Thanks, Chemo! Some more, Chemo! Get in here, clown! Get in here, clown! Get in here, Josh! Still going, still going. Get cancer. Directly here. Where is it? Say it again. Where is it? Put it on the screen. Get cancer for my homie Yamit! But you're lying! Why didn't you show it on screen? Why don't you give us the clip so we can try to clip chimp? Why did you try to do it? Why don't you stop being racist? Yeah, they're a little bit racist. Yeah, they're a little bit racist. They're a little bit bigoted. They're doing it as a joke, guys. It's okay. The guy that they're targeting, they claim he's an asshole. So they decide to raid them. Because he didn't get his fucking Raptors leashed for him. He didn't get his red leashed for him. I didn't give him my cock in his mouth. He didn't let me have his cock in my mouth. You're such a good player. You're totally not dog shit. You didn't totally throw a fucking fit over something that didn't fucking matter. So, firmly losing the lane. This is how I open all my top lanes, by the way. Versus characters that aren't Aatrox and Tryndamere, this is how pretty much every top lane goes. They try to play cocky, they don't get a free trade, and then they get chunked, and then they die. Because I use the Pokerick technique. Also, subscribe to Pokerick! He is probably one of the better fucking Yorick mains. In fact, while I'm speaking about this here, Pokerick, Slawdogs, Crikey, Camp Psycho, all of them. All of the Yorick Smurfs, you should be following them. Dirty Mobs too, but I don't think Dirty Mobs have been playing a lot of Yorick recently. Dancing under his tower again, take out his ward. Oh no! He doesn't just do it towards everyone he's supposed to be closely toxic to. He takes the farm because in this situation, there's zero reason for me to be walking out that far with no vision in the top side. Because I'd be exposing myself to a gank versus somebody like fucking Viego. It would be bad, and the ward in the jungle that would strike me out in the middle of the river if I tried to walk over that. I'd have to come from behind to take the Herald like that and not be spotted out on vision. He's doing it because he's making sure he stays the vision and above 10 CS a minute. No! No! The arguments! No! Come back! Please! Please! I promise! We promise he's just toxic! We promise he's just a dog shit player with 20 IQ! No! No! Please! No! No! I have to play it in full speed. Watch the minimap. After I take this red and I hop the wall, watch the minimap. Even though the Scuttle disappeared, I know they can see me on that ward. And they ping out that they see me doing this vision. They know he's getting stopped top lane. Here comes his jungler. Notice again. Run it back. His jungler walks behind me for the cutoff. He's slowed. He can't get to me unless I walk backwards. I am not getting out here. I am caught. There's no way for me to live this, because even if I walk under the tower, I have to walk in front of Viego. And Viego's just going to dash into me and stun me still. So I specifically positioned myself to ensure that Set does not get the kill here. Like I said. And because they did that, we get Dragon. Get these ghouls started pushing in mid, because you can push 2 lanes at once. Technically, if you have the ability to drop the maiden in one lane, you take your ghouls to another lane, and then you go to another lane and push ghouls. You can have 3 lanes of ghouls going at the same time. You can have that many ghouls on the map, which I think is like maximum 4. So you have 4 with the maiden, you have 4 in that lane, you have another 4. What is that number? 12? You can 12 ghouls on the map at a time, but they cannot be within the same range of each other. So when you push a lane, you need to actually let those minions push away from you and walk away from you, and then resummon the next minions. This is also how you're supposed to chunk people in lane. You make a lot of ghouls, and then you throw them at them, and then you make more ghouls, and when you summon the maiden, you have ghouls already stored. So think of the ground storage of your ghoul graves as like potential damage. You put down potential damage, then you get ghouls generated off of the passive effect of the maiden, because you create ghouls around you from anything that dies near you. And it's specifically when it dies near you, and when the maiden is attacking with you. She has to be in range. It's like an invisible range around you, which is basically her attack leash range. She attacks what you auto-attack. She will change from target to target, and it will only generate a ghoul if you are basically with her as she's attacking. Like the sapping effect of her magic, of her overtime magic tick. If you walk ahead of her and you are able to Q something and kill it, it doesn't automatically spawn a walker, it spawns a grave instead, which is a very useful technique. That's why you see me walking back and forth multiple times. I'm constantly walking out of her range to create a ghoul by creating a grave instead of summoning the ghoul directly from her effect. Pushing in the mid, pushing in the bottom without having to be there. Have those ghouls push in, take the tower with the maiden. Split tush hard, leave, take more of his camps, power farm the enemy jungle. Go fucked himself here. I could have forced on that guy, but I don't want to risk throwing gold into action. But this play right here, Shaco fucked himself. Shaco needed to keep walking with me this way. That's why I walked on this wall. I was going to let Shaco walk forward, and all he needs to do is just walk in a straight line ahead of me and just stay safe from the ultimate. But instead, he walks down. I try to position in time. Shaco continues trying to round the corner, so he dies to the first 2 bullets instead of putting me between the line of fire. Because as we all should know, how action ultimate works is that it's blocked by towers, and it's blocked by bodies. Dumb play. It's almost like I'm a good player, and I saw you place this ward! And so I wanted to try to take your ultimate, and instead, I got your fucking ignite. For free! Also, you placed 2 wards. You placed one here in the eye brush, and placed one another here at the knuckle brush. There's no reason for you to place that ward unless you're trying to look for a kill out of vision. But hey, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's just a dog shit top laner. 0 IQ, 20 IQ. He's an asshole. Games like this is why we call him a nigger. My team spam pinging me like maniacs when I am literally at fault for that play. I push in the top side, I start backing. They try to chase me. I'm running away from them. They continue trying to chase me. I'm out for free. I don't need to be here. I'm leaving. Why is Jin walking in? Jin walks in too close, gets caught. Pyke tries to go in to save him. Pyke gets caught. They both get ran down. I am living because I wasn't caught. I try to go in and save them. I can't get them out. They're caught. Swain walks in next. He gets caught. Shaco goes over the wall. He gets caught. I'm not the reason why that happened. That happened because Jin literally walked in for no fucking reason on a split push play that did not require him to be there. But these motherfuckers are spam pinging me like I'm the one that did it. But remember, I'm the dog shit player. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm the one that has the largest amount of farm on this map. Me! It's me! I'm the player! This is at the point of the game that I mute all chat. I didn't say a single word in this chat, but I also made sure to mute them when they did that. He tries to hook this away from me because he's upset. I'm trying to generate ghouls so that I can try and work. He tries to hook this. Waste his time. He could have been securing the crab, but instead he's trying to grief me, and while he's griefing me, he's losing the opportunity to secure vision for the fucking bottom objective. Here he comes again, trying to split again. Leave the maid in the split bottom. He gets caught. He dies. Listen, bro, I'm PvMing, bro. Bro, I'm just farming, bro. I'm totally not trying to constantly split push the map because I think that you're not going to teleport to block me and you keep blocking me off. Come on, bro. I was just trying to fucking split push, bro. Notice how I've whittled them down. Back and forth, top side and bot side. I have worked, actually every lane, but I don't really count mid lane. That play there with the Herald, that was more like a pressure play. That was opportunistic. But I worked the map. Top side, bot side. Top side, bot side. Top side, bot side. Controlling when I release the maiden, and when I choose to fight, and when I try to make them put their attention on me so they're not looking at my team so they can do something with a 4-man pressure situation. But no, I'm the dog shit player. Totally. Boy, look at that! Triple gate! We get to have a free Elder! Technically, I say free. We're baiting them in division so that we can turn on them. But I also burn her very quickly. They try to leap in with action. I block out the Sivir. Action dives in and dies. Still doing the Elder, by the way. Look where their jungle is! Oh man, you know what I would definitely do if I thought that I was about to lose the game and we had a one chance opportunity to come back? I would try to split push top again, and then also as the jungler, as the Viego that tried to camp that lane, I would not be running to try and ult over the wall and do a Hail Mary smite while my smite and my flash is up. I would just quit. I would start soft inting like both of them are doing right now. Well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to go, but oh, it's okay. Your favorite Negroid will be back. Same Carl time, same Carl channel. If you are amongst the bunch of people who would like to see what all this tomfoolery is about and want to be involved, please consider joining the community. Consider giving money to your favorite boy by contacting on the support page, by following on twitch.tv, or getting a donation either on Twitch, on Ko-fi, or subscribestar.com/SinglePlayerCarl.
All donation pledges received. And United Negro Cringe counter tag. Because you gotta remember, everybody, a Carl is a terrible thing to waste. And you, too, if you pledge $20 and up, can be able to give video submissions and video sub shoutouts and be able to join the live show where you, too, can be able to join in on Versus Chat. For your boy, it's your favorite neighborhood nigga, Carl. And I will be seeing you next time. Goodbye, everybody! I gotta go to work.